Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Makeup Geek contour powders. Now initially I wasn't really going to do a review because I bought two of them, then I bought a third, and then I thought three kind of makes it a roundabout an easy enough number to justify doing an entire video on it, because I hate doing, no offense to you guys, I hate doing a review on like one thing, like one lipstick. Like, what's the point? Unless it's something you're going to spend loads of money on. Anyways, babbling. So, Makeup Geek, Marlena from Makeup Geek recently released contour powders to add to her line of eyeshadows, as well as all other different types of eye products and brushes as well. Follow Marlena, I'm sure most of you do, who is Makeup Geek on YouTube, who did such a great job with her eyeshadow range that she has now eventually expanded, obviously, into the face as well. She already has a range of blushes, which I think personally are excellent. I've never reviewed them, but I'm telling you now, I think that they're very, very good. And also the most important thing is that they are very, very affordable. They aren't over $10. I think the blushes themselves are like $7, $8. I'm not sure, because obviously I live in England and everything in my head is done in pounds. And beautybay.com is one of the official stockists of Makeup Geek products in the UK. I will link them below. They have all the eyeshadows, they have all the pigments and things, they've got the blushes, they have the contour powders as well. They will be releasing the Mani MUA palette on there, but in a very, very limited quantity. So it depends on whether or not you're going to get a chance to get it through there or direct from Makeup Geek. Either way, I'm going to get my hands on it. Whether it's through Beauty Bay or from Makeup Geek, I will get my hands on it because it looks gorgeous. So yeah, so the contour powders, which have only been out maybe about 2-3 weeks. So I will just read what they, or Marlena, claims on her website. We came, we saw, we contoured. That's what it says first. We're proud to bring you a new contouring experience, super soft and buttery smooth. Makeup Geek contour powders blend like a dream and have been specifically designed to accommodate skin tone extremes plus everything in between. From the lightest of the light to the deepest of the deep, we have your shade. Choose from a complete lineup of 8 unique shades, 4 with warm undertones and 4 with cool undertones, paraben-free, cruelty-free, talc-free, which is great for sensitive skin, and made in the USA. So you have to give her props for that, the fact that she has thought about everyone and anyone, and she generally does. She always thinks about all skin tones as opposed to just very, very fair. I think she herself is Italian, of Italian descent, so she's fair, but she's not super fair. She's fair with the tan, if that makes sense. And I am very medium skin toned. In MAC, I'm an NC40. I'm like right in the center of the color spectrum. I'm not super light and I'm not super dark. I'm right in the middle. And a lot of people tend to be. I've got very warm undertones. I've got very yellow skin. So I generally tend to go for more warm toned contouring shades, but I do like to throw in a couple of cool tones in there sometimes, and my personal preference are ones that sit nicely between the warm and the cool so that you get that more natural look, because the whole thing with contouring is that you're trying to change the shape of your face by using makeup, but without it looking obvious that what has been done. I am using a contour powder today, and I don't like to have a really full-on contour personally. I've got a round-ish face, so I do have to carve out my cheekbones slightly to give it a bit more of an angular look. My nose is not something that's ever given me any issues. There are people who've got quite wide set noses that tend to like to contour their noses to slim them down. And then you've also got people who've got quite small noses who try to change the shape and make them look a little bit more, a little larger. Me personally, I've got a medium nose. Again, I sit in the medium spectrum. I don't have a big nose and I don't have a small nose. I've got maybe a slight kink in it, but it's not anything that has ever made me feel paranoid about the way that I look. I'm quite happy with it. The only reason that I slightly contour my nose around the edges and the tip of the nose is just so that it looks more three-dimensional, because when you apply foundation to your face, you're applying one color all over and it completely flattens out your entire face, gets rid of any dimension, and contouring and highlighting and blush and that sort of thing and bronzing brings back those features into play. So if I was to only contour my cheeks and do my eyeshadows, my nose would almost disappear into my face, which is the reason why and a lot of people do tend to use contouring on their nose. Now, the products themselves, so as she has said, she has got 4 different ranges within these 8. So it's for porcelain skin, fair skin, medium skin and deep skin. And within each of these four categories, it is broken down into warm and cool, warm and cool, warm and cool, warm and cool, which makes it 8 shades altogether. There is basically a shade for everyone. Now, because there weren't that many reviews out there, because it's still quite a new product, and generally a lot of people that do reviews, unfortunately, they are people who've been sent them for free and they're only ever going to say positive things and it's not come out of their own pocket. So I always take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. Personally, I have never had an issue with any Makeup Geek products at all. I think that they're all excellent. So I wasn't too dubious about going onto their website just to see what they showed and what they say, because Marlena's Makeup Geek website is excellent. She shows swatches on there on all different skin tones, flash, without flash. She goes into great detail and explanation explaining each shade. She is awesome when it comes to that kind of thing, and I wish that more brands out there would kind of follow suit with her. You get companies like Makeup Geek, not Makeup Geek, you get companies like Maybelline and L'Oreal. They're so huge and there is literally nothing on their websites or anything to even explain what something does, let alone the breakdown in colours and how they can work for people. I personally find that arrogant because they're so big that they just don't think that they have to bother. But then everybody will go to Makeup Geek because they know that she actually cares about her consumers. So anyway, so obviously I didn't go for the porcelain side. Fair I ignored, and I looked at the the medium colours. Now, on her website, she shows somebody who's got kind of Latin. The girl on it looks kind of Latin-y. And then there is somebody who is of deeper skin tone. She's black, but she's not dark black. So they're showing her wearing cool medium, and then showing the Latino lady wearing warm medium. And this is under the, like I said, under the medium skin tones, which is where I assumed that I sat. So there are 2 shades under there, Complicated, and it says Complicated has cool undertones and is best suited for medium skin tones. And then Half-Hearted, which has warm undertones and is best suited for medium skin tones. So obviously I thought, that sounds perfect. I have medium skin tone. I'm going to order these. So I ordered them from Beauty Bay. I think they were $7.95 each. Got them both, and they're both very, very dark. Very dark. A lot darker than I actually thought that they would be. So this is something to bear in mind for all of you out there who haven't bought them yet. All the Makeup Geek contour powders run dark. They don't run light. I suppose you can't complain. If they were to run light, it would be a lot more difficult. At least with something dark, you can tone it down. I have, I think, used one of mine in a tutorial that I will probably show soon. And then you see how I tend to tone down the colour to make it work a lot more. I was a little bit disappointed, I'm not going to lie, because obviously I assumed, being a medium skin tone, that these would be perfect for me. They were really, really dark, which is unfortunate. I will show you swatches in a minute, but I'm just telling you about my experience. So then the other day I ordered a couple of Coloured Rain matte liquid lipsticks from Beauty Bay's website, because they had recently launched on there, and I thought, I actually did really like the Makeup Geek contour powders. I'm going to try one more. But this time I'm going to go for the fair range. And then I ordered the shade Bad Habit. Now it says Bad Habit has warm undertones and is best suited for fair skin tones. I am not a fair skin. You guys can see for yourself. I'm half Pakistani and I'm half Indian. I'm classic Southeast Asian. Got a couple of mixtures thrown in, but generally I consider myself to be Asian persuasion, if anybody was to ask. Now obviously there are a lot of fair skinned Asians out there, especially in places like Pakistan. I've got family members who are almost white, pretty much white. They've got green eyes, blonde hair, all that kind of thing. Anyway, I would assume them and I would call them fair. So anyway, I bought Bad Habit. Excellent. Perfect. It was perfect for me. And I was like, oh my God. So if I'd known that to begin with, I wouldn't have bought the other 2. I would have just bought this. And I'm going to then try Infidelity, which is the cool undertones, which is best suited for fair skin tones. Because I like to have a mixture of a warm contour as well as a cool contour. And depending on what kind of makeup look I'm going for to that day, I will then base my contour shade on that. If I'm going for a cool makeup look, I'll wear a cool contour, and vice versa with warm. Okay, I normally store these in a large Z palette. I've just shoved them into this little one, and this one's hanging off the edge. This is just for the purposes of the video to show you. So I hope it doesn't fall out and like break, because I will cry. The top one is Half-Hearted, which is the one which is warm undertones for medium skin. This one here is Complicated with cool undertones for medium skin. And then this one here is Bad Habit, which is warm undertones for fair skin. And this is the one that has worked for me. Ironically, on Makeup Geek's webpage, on their store page for the contour powders, the model that they're using to show Bad Habit is Marlena herself. Am I the same colour as Marlena? No. So that just goes to show. So I actually do like the fact that their powders run a bit warm, a bit darker, because it means that there will definitely be something for everybody. Nobody will be left out. And if, like me, you find that the ones that you thought would be right for you, you can actually tone them down. It will just take a little bit of practice. Now, overall, everything that they have stated in terms of super soft and buttery smooth, completely. This is one of the most seamlessly, easily blendable contour powders that I've come across in a long time. These to me are very comparable to the Kat Von D Shade and Light cheek palette contour powders. How easy they are to blend, how soft they are. They don't kick up too much powder, just a little bit, so you know that you won't go through them a lot very quickly. And because they are quite dark, a little bit goes a really, really long way, which is important, so that you know that these will last you a really long time. I am using today on my face Bad Habit. I've actually filmed a makeup tutorial on this entire look. So you'll see that even when I'm using this, it's still so pigmented that I have to tone it down afterwards with a little bit of powder, setting powder and that sort of thing, just to tone down the contour, and yet still it is quite full on. So overall, I would give Makeup Geek's contour powders a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 I would have given if the swatches and the descriptions were a little bit better. I think that I'm not the only one in that position who's probably ordered a contour powder thinking they're medium skin tone, and in the end they found that it's so dark that they have to then go out and repurchase. And if you live in the UK, you can't return makeup items anyway, so they're kind of stuck with it, which sucks a bit. But generally, because they cost $7.99 or $7.95, you know that you're not spending loads and loads of money on it. They really are worth it. I do recommend these to everybody. If you are in the market to try out a new contour powder, definitely try these. These are really, really good. I think Marlena has done an excellent job. So I'm going to quickly show you some swatches on my hand on my medium skin tone, my NC40 by MAC medium skin tone. What foundation am I wearing today? Oh, I'm actually wearing NC40 Max today. Just realised. So this one here is Half-Hearted. This one here is Complicated. And this one is Bad Habit. Forget it is very different applying something with a brush than swatching it with your finger and rubbing it onto your hand. But these are very easy to blend. Very easy to blend out with any kind of brush or whatever it is you choose to use, and they are very pigmented and soft, which is the most important. They don't catch on the skin like some tend to do. If your foundation isn't completely dried down yet, some contour powders I find catch on the skin and then you have to spend extra time really blending it out. These ones, you don't have to do that. So yeah, so that's it for my review on the brand new contour powder shades by Makeup Geek. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, the usual. Hope you're all great, hope you're all lovely, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!